This is the unabridged recording of Hannah's Warrior, Cosmos's Gateway, Book 2, by S. E. Smith. Performed by Suzanne Elise Freeman. Chapter 1. Hannah Bell slowly focused the lens on her camera. It was the first time she felt like everything was just right. She had waited patiently for the past month to get a shot of this particular pride of lions. The male was a huge son of a bitch, and meaner than her sister Tansy when riled up. And that, thought Hannah with a small smile, was pretty damn mean. The lionesses were lying under the shade of a lone tree, absently keeping an eye on the cubs. The huge male was covered in scars from previous fights, and was prowling around the females as if he could sense Hannah's presence. She hoped not. She was a good distance from the safety of her Land Rover, and would never be able to reach it in time if he should decide to attack. She had left her guide back in the vehicle, reassuring him she would be fine. By now, she would have thought he would get tired of asking her to come along. She always told him no. He would just get in her way. Hannah zoomed in, taking several more photos. The lighting was perfect, and she knew she was getting some award-winning shots. She was about to take another series with a different lens when a shiver went down her spine. Hannah let the feeling come, keeping her eyes focused on the lions as she mentally sought what the shiver could mean. Tink. It was the first image that popped into her head, and she knew something had happened to her littlest sister. Hannah slid the lens cover over the lens of her cameras and slowly crawled backwards across the dry, arid ground. There was still another hour of good lighting to take more photos, but the Bell family had one rule they lived by. Family came first, always. Hannah's instincts were always right. Those instincts were what saved her life on more than one occasion during some of her more dangerous photo shoots. Once she felt she was far enough away from the lions to move faster, Hannah jumped to her feet and began jogging back to the Land Rover, ignoring the sweat running down her back and the thump of the camera bag against her side. One thought kept running through her mind. Something happened to Tink.
"You are back early," Abasi said in Swahili. "Were the lions not there?"
Hannah pulled her camera bag off her shoulder and carefully packed the 2 cameras around her neck in it. "They were there. I need to get back to camp. We need to get to the closest village. Something has happened to my baby sister," Hannah replied. Abasi didn't say anything, but quickly moved around to the driver's seat, sliding in just as Hannah slid into the passenger side. He didn't question Hannah's knowledge that something was wrong. He had worked with Hannah for the past 2 years, and knew if she said there was a problem, there was a problem. He believed Hannah was touched by the spirit held within the earth itself. The drive back to camp was long and dusty. There was a mild drought in the region, but Hannah could smell the rain in the air. Storms in Africa were as unpredictable as the wildlife. It could be calm one moment and violent the next. Hannah slid out of the Land Rover and jogged over to her tent. She quickly packed the few odds and ends that were out, while Abasi started breaking down the rest of the camp. She had very few possessions, mostly just her camera equipment, which she took extreme caution with, as it was her lifeblood. Her clothing was always packed and ready to move at a moment's notice. Storms and wildlife were not the only things unpredictable in the regions she went to. More than once, Hannah found herself in the middle of a government change. She had won a few awards and international recognition for her photographs of the effects of those changes on the people, land, and wildlife, and 2 scars from bullets from disgruntled rebel leaders who did not like what she was showing the world. Hannah pulled the strap of the canvas bag with her cameras over one shoulder, while picking up her backpack with her clothing in the other. She glanced around to make sure she had everything before heading out to the Land Rover. She placed both in the back seat. She turned and headed back to get the low folding cot she used as a bed. She quickly folded it and
Sample complete. Ready to continue?